Hello and welcome back to another plague-riddled episode of a weekly Waypoint. That's right, this bug didn't just go away in a day. I've been off work all week, but the good news is, I'm getting better. Woo! I can almost contribute to capitalism again. Actually, I already have. I went to work this morning. Don't trust anything I tell you because it will immediately be replaced with the truth. Anyway, this is Crash Nitro Kart. I thought it might be fun to immediately juxtapose last week's episode with the sequel, which weirdly enough I never considered to be part of the same series. Looking at it now, Crash Nitro Kart is so obviously a sequel to Crash Team Racing it's not even funny, but simply because it wasn't called Crash Team Racing 2, my kid brain was like, this is just a separate attempt at a kart racer. And in some ways I guess it is, because did you know this game was made by Vicarious Visions? That's right, this isn't a Naughty Dog outfit. In fact, it would be weird if it was, because we all know Naughty Dog lost the Crash license, or sold the Crash license in the PS2 era. But Vicarious Visions, the ones behind the Insane trilogy, made this game. I mean, Beanox made the nitro-fueled game, but I think Vicarious Visions still have a credit on that, so I guess they helped. So it's interesting to see, like, their first crack at it. And I've got to say, it's not great. Crash Nitro Kart, loved the game as a kid, didn't want to go to my nan's at one point unless we took our PS2 hundreds of miles with us so I could play it while we were there, and then I never touched the game. It's not as good as Crash Team Racing. I mean, the levels are cool, and it has a banger of a soundtrack, and it's got a neat story mode, and there's actually teams in this game as opposed to Crash Team Racing where there's no teams. So of course this is now called Crash Nitro Kart because it has teams. But yeah, I don't know, the actual kart racing, I mean, you can see it on the screen, it just feels kind of slow and stiff compared to its predecessor. Also not a fan of the new power-ups, like there's an ice mine and like an electric mine, and I'm just like, they just do the same thing, really, don't they? But, you know, more Crash Kart racing can't be a bad thing. And the best part is, they ripped the best thing out of this game, which was the levels, and put it right in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. So you can actually have the good racing with the good levels. Hallelujah, what an age we live in. If Microsoft could hurry up on that their damn purchase, I can get to play it again on my Xbox. Anyway, what have I been up to this week? Well, mostly laying curled up in bed and trying not to die, but I've spent that time curled up in bed, reading lots and lots of Marvel comics. That's right, by Marvel comics I mean Spider-Man comics, because I'm a one-track mind. So to give a brief update, I am now at the start of the Dan Slott era, the very much praised Dan Slott era, which went on for a decade, no less. For those of you who are unaware, this means basically 2008 to 2018, and it was a soft reboot of the Spider-Man story, by which I mean they made up a really insane and contrived plot to undo the marriage between Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson. By which I mean, One More Day is the dumbest comic in the history of comic books, even if it was used to achieve the brilliant Brand New Day stuff. It was basically just a big excuse to be able to go, hey, okay, Mary Jane's out, Harry Osborn's back in, nobody knows Peter's secret identity anymore. Okay, fresh start basically, but don't call it fresh start, we're going to use that in like a decade, and we're not going to actually explain anything with the fresh start stuff, we're just going to kind of do it and hope nobody cares. Anyway, shortly before this happened, I was kind of making a point on Twitter about how these comics, I was starting to envy DC's like rebooted universe eras, because like Peter Parker as a character doesn't really make sense after everything he's been through by the point he gets to. So to kind of like reboot him a little bit, it was very sorely needed. And currently the early, I mean, it's not entirely Dan Slott at the beginning, he's co-writing it with a bunch of other people. His name doesn't show up in the credits all that often yet. But the start of this kind of rebooted Spider-Man era definitely feels very like they're trying to recapture the earlier years. It's very like, oh no, I've run out of web fluid, you know, but like it feels modern, the stories, but like there's something about the actual contextual backdrop that feels like the way it used to be. Put it this way, it doesn't feel like they're trying to reinvent the wheel, it feels like they're trying to find where they left the wheel. It's fun so far, it's a little too basic. I'm starting to get a little bored. but I know that like if I stick with it, like it's gonna be fun seeing who he unmasks to for the first time, you know, see what kind of relationships he forms in this. I hesitate to say continuity because it's technically the same continuity, but this version of his life. In terms of video games, well, I went like 3 days without touching a video game, so I technically have less to talk about than normal. But Final Fantasy XIV, that's right, we're back, 6.3 came out this week, and I only played it yesterday, but I played through the entire MSQ in one sitting, as one tends to do. It was fun, it just made me happy. I'm just happy that there's new Final Fantasy XIV to play, you know? It's a boon in my life that every 4 months I get to play through some Final Fantasy XIV story, so I'm very excited about that. I haven't continued the Alliance Raid storyline yet. In fact, what I have done since finishing the 6.3 MSQ is make a new alt, because Lord knows I love making alts that I'm not going to properly play. No, it's because Reese has got back into the game, which is very exciting. Don't tell anyone, but I'm very excited about it. And I'm like, oh hey, I don't have any characters on EU servers anymore, so I should probably get one ready, just so we can play together at some point. I mean, we'll probably make actual characters to level through together for content at some point, but just in general. Yeah, it was an excuse to make another alt, so sue me. Harmont Parano, the Dusk White Elf, he's gonna be a bard, so I'm gonna do some barding on that guy. It's gonna be fun, and he's gonna look blue as he does it, because he's a Dusk White Elf. And he's got purple hair, and I technically made this character years and years and years and years ago, but I got the appearance data saved, and I remade him. Cool stuff. Video games! To be honest, I'm kind of in the mode where I've got my fingers in a lot of pies. I've been playing... Did I talk about playing ESO High Isle last week? I probably did. I've been playing a bit of that, I've been playing a bit of The Witcher 3, I've been playing a bit of Crash Bandicoot 2 in the Insane Trilogy, and I've been playing a few other games too. Something I did do this week is put some effort into the Kritigri Shorts channel. If you do not know, go to youtube.com/@kritigrishorts and you will find some short clips. Remember back in the day before I like made this proper channel with edited clips, I used to upload like 30-second clips of my gameplay, usually Skyrim or Overwatch, and it would be a fun time. And then I was like, actually, you know what, I want to put some effort into making proper edited videos, and then YouTube was like, oh, that's nice that you've moved away from doing that. Anyway, that's the meta now, lol, fuck you. So yeah, what do I choose to make a short clip when I've got this channel? Well, anything that's not going to be an actual series of videos. So I've got a bunch of stuff scheduled to go up there. I've got some Crash Bandicoot clips, I've got some totally accurate battle simulator clips going up, and I've just realised I've got an old High on Life clip that I didn't know what I was going to do with that I can put up there too. So yeah, please go and subscribe to that channel if you like my content, because there's more of my content, and it's delightful to have an extra place to just throw some extra snippets up and be like, haha, look, this happened. It doesn't have to be like a full feature-length video. Not that I make feature-length videos. These things are 12 minutes, not 120 minutes. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Also, quick note to anyone watching these videos hoping for Guild Wars information, because I know my Guild Wars video got me some subscribers and hit like, it's damn near 600 views now, which is insane. Thank you so much. I am still kind of poking around in that game, but my progress is slow. I think I've got another video left in me, but just so you know, I'm probably not going to be like making a ton of videos in that game, but I hope you hang around, find some other stuff that you might like, but if not, I get it. But yeah, I figured I'd put that in a weekly waypoint, because the weekly waypoint has been steadily increasing in weekly views, so I wonder if people who watch those videos might also watch these ones. If you do, hi! How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I think Guild Wars 1 is a fun kind of like thing to run around in, but unfortunately, like, the way that the world resets the mobs every time you go from place to place does get a little bit tiresome after a while, because you're just wading through mobs all the time. Anyway, I don't know what that laugh was. That was a nervous laugh. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the Weekly Waypoint. Hopefully next week I won't sound like someone's killed a frog and shoved it into my esophagus. Thanks for watching. See ya.